Your quiz tomorrow is on sections 3.1 to 3.3. You have a quiz tomorrow, yes.
Oh, so we're doing the review today?
You're doing the review today, yes. Your quiz tomorrow is 10 questions. Anything that you see in this review, you'll see tomorrow. That's it. Yes, that's it. Okay. The first section, it's really 1 through 4, not 1 through 2. You are identifying the slope and the y-intercept from each of these functions. For number 1, it gives you 2x minus 3y is equal to 12. The easiest way to find this is to put your equation in slope-intercept form if it's not given to you in slope-intercept form. So what are we going to move over? Okay, how are we moving the x over? So we're going to subtract 2x from each side. This gives us negative 3y is equal to negative 2x plus 12. Your y still isn't by itself. It's being multiplied by that negative 3. So what do you do to get y by itself? So y is equal to 2 over 3x minus 4. From here, it is in slope-intercept form, so it's in the form of y equals mx plus b.
Number 2, right?
Huh? We're still on number 1. Okay, so your slope is m. What is your slope from this equation? 2/3. Your y-intercept is the ordered pair that includes b in it. So it's 0, comma b. What is your b? Negative 4. So the y-intercept is 0, negative 4. For number 2, we have y is equal to 3/4 x plus 3. This one's already in slope-intercept form for us, so we do not need to move anything around. What is your m from here, your slope?
3/4.
Positive 3/4. Your b is that positive 3, so your y-intercept is what? 0, 3. Good. For number 3, you have y is equal to negative x. This is the same exact thing as saying y is equal to negative x plus 0. So when you are asked to find your slope, that negative that's in front of the x is like? Negative 1. So your slope is negative 1. Your y-intercept, you don't have a b, so we said it's 0. So that's just the ordered pair, 0, 0. 0, 0 is also what?
Is also origin.
Your origin. For number 4, we have y is equal to 5 minus 1/2 x. This is not in slope-intercept form. Put it in slope-intercept form. What do you have to do?
Negative 1x.
So it's going to be y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 5. What is your slope from here?
Negative 1/2.
What is your y-intercept? 0, comma 5. If you just give me that 5 tomorrow, if like this was your quiz question, you just give me that 5 for your y-intercept, I'm going to mark it wrong. Your y-intercept, your x-intercept, they're ordered pairs. They're the ordered pair in which that line crosses your x or your y-axis. For 5 through 8, we're finding the x and the y-intercepts. So for 5, we're given x is equal to 4. Think about this line. This line is a vertical line through 4 on your x-axis. So does it or will it have a y-intercept? No, it does not touch the y-axis at all. So your y-intercept, there is none. Your x-intercept, you have x is equal to 4, which means that line will continue to go through x at 4, which means the ordered pair for where that line crosses your x-axis is what?
4, right?
4, 0. So number 6 is very similar to this one, kind of, in the sense that it's a variable is equal to a number. For 6, you have y is equal to 2. So y is equal to is always a horizontal line. Oops. So it'll go through the y-axis at 2 for this one. If it goes through the y-axis, does it ever touch the is none. And your y-intercept will have that 2 in it, so it's 0, 2. For number 7, you have 2x minus 30y is equal to 600. So if we're going to find our x-intercept for this one, what are we plugging in for y? 0. So this is going to give us 2x minus 30 times 0 is equal to 600. That 30 times 0 cancels out, so we're just working with the 2x is equal to 600. If we divide each side by the 2, we have that x is equal to 300. So your x-intercept is the ordered pair of 300, 0. Good. To find your y-intercept, you are going to plug in 0 for what? X.
Wait, what number?
Remember, it's 7. We're just finding the x and y-intercepts. Okay. For this one, then, we're going to have 2 times 0 minus 30y is equal to 600. The 2 times 0 cancels out. We're just working with the negative 30y is equal to 600. We divide each side by that negative 30. Because we have a 0 on the top and the bottom, 1 cancels out from each. So 60 divided by negative 3 gives us that y is equal to negative 20. So that's the y-intercept of 0, negative 20. Again, tomorrow, this specific question will be 2 separate questions. It will give you the same equation or same function for both questions, but one question will ask you for your x-intercept, one question will ask you for your y-intercept. For number 8, you are still finding your x and y-intercept for this one. So to find the x-intercept, we're going to plug in 0 for y. This will give us 0 is equal to 5 over 3x minus 4. What are you going to do from here to solve for x? If you multiply everything, what are you going to multiply by? 3. So you want to get rid of that fraction. So 3 times 0 is going to be 0. 3 times 5 over 3x is just 5x. And 5 times negative 4 is negative 12. What are you going to do from here? You're solving for x. So we can add 12 to both sides. So this gives us 5x is equal to 12. Then what? So x is 12 over 5. What's the ordered pair for your x-intercept?
12 over 5 equals.
Okay. To find your y-intercept, what are you going to plug in?
0.
For x. So it's going to give us y is equal to 5 over 3 times 0 minus 4. The 5 over 3 times 0 cancels out. So y is equal to negative 4, which means the ordered pair for our y-intercept is what? 0, comma, negative 4. So for 14, it gives you the ordered pair of 6, 3, and the slope of 1/3. We're writing this equation in slope-intercept form. So we're going to start with point-slope form, which is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. And then we're going to transform that into slope-intercept form. So y equals mx plus b. For the 6 and the 3.
You skipped 9, 10, and 11?
Yeah, we're not doing those.
No, we're not.
No, don't worry about it. It's the same exact thing. Like,
The other ones, right?
yeah,
Okay.
so don't worry about those. For 6 and 3, that's going to be your x1 and your y1. So if we plug these in to your point slope formula, you're going to have y minus 3 is equal to your slope, which is 1/3, times x minus 6. From here, solve it for y. Get your y by itself. You need to distribute that 1/3 in. So you're going to have y minus 3 is equal to 1/3 x minus 6/3, which is 2. To get y by itself here, what are we going to do? Add the 3 to both sides. So this leaves us with y is equal to 1/3 x plus 1. For number 15, you are given the ordered pair 0, 6 that a line goes through that is parallel to the line of y is equal to negative 5x plus 12. What is the slope from this line? Negative 5, just the negative 5. If you're writing an equation for the line that's parallel, what's your parallel slope? Negative 5. Parallel slopes are the same. Not going to change. Luckily for you, the ordered pair they give you is your y-intercept. So from that y-intercept, identify your b value. What is b? The ordered pair is 6. So if we're plugging this into y equals mx plus b, this is going to give us y is equal to what?
Negative 5x plus 6.
Plus 6. Good. For number 16, it gives you the ordered pair 0, negative 4, and tells you to write the equation of a line that is perpendicular to 3x minus 5y is equal to 9. The first thing you have to do is to rewrite that 3x minus 5y is equal to 9 in slope-intercept form. So how are we going to transform that into y equals mx plus b? Okay. This gives us negative 5y is equal to negative 3x plus 9. Now what? Divide by the negative 5 on each term. So this is y is equal to positive 3 over 5x minus 9 over 5. The slope from this line is what?
3 over 5.
The slope of the line perpendicular to this
Negative 5 over 3.
is opposite and reciprocal, so change the sign, flip the fraction, that gives us the negative 5 over 3. What else do you have for this perpendicular line?
Y-intercept.
The y-intercept. It's the 0, negative 4. So your b term is what?
Negative 4.
Negative 4. Plug this in to y equals mx plus b. You're going to have y is equal to your slope, which is negative 5 over 3, times x plus b, which is negative 4. You need to simplify those signs, the negative and the positive, next to one another. So it becomes y is equal to negative 5 over 3x minus 4. For number 17, it gives you the ordered pair 4, 5 and tells you to write the equation of a line that's parallel to the x-axis that goes through that 4, 5. So if it's parallel to the x-axis, that means that it's going to be what? Well, think about it. Your x-axis goes side to side, right? If it's parallel to that, what axis is it going through? The y. If it goes through the y-axis, it's going to be the equation of what? Y equals a number. What's the y value from this ordered pair? 5. So it's just y is equal to 5. This is one that just makes you think. Okay, so if it's parallel, it's not going to cross. It's never going to touch, which means it's going to run the same way that that axis runs. If it's parallel to x-axis, it's going to run horizontally, which means it's a y is equal to a number equation. The y value from your ordered pair is 5, so it's just y is equal to 5. For number 18, you have negative 2, 1, and 3, 5. You're writing an equation of the line that goes through these 2 points. The very first thing that you're going to have to do for this one is to find the slope of that line. How do we find the slope of this line? Well, what's your equation for slope?
Y2 minus Y1.
Over minus x1. So if we plug in our values, which one do you want to be as your x1, y1? Okay. So that x2 is going to be 3, and that y2 is going to be 5. So this is going to be 5 minus 1 over 3 minus negative 2. The double negatives turn into, so 5 minus 1 is, and 3 plus 2. So the slope is 4 over 5. Use one of these 2 points and plug it into point slope form, and then transform that into slope intercept form. Which of the 2 points would you like to use? Okay. So this is going to give us y minus y1, which is 1, is equal to our slope of 4/5 times x minus x1, so minus negative 2. The 2 negatives turn into positive, so you have y minus 1 is equal to 4 over 5 times x plus 2. What are you going to do from here?
Subtract the 1. Oh, add the 1.
How about we distribute the 4/5? Okay, so we're going to have y minus 1 is equal to 4/5 x plus 4/5 times 2 is 8 over 5. From here, we are going to add that 1 to both sides. 1 is the same thing as what over 5? 5 over 5. So we're adding 5 over 5 to this 8 over 5. So this is going to leave us with y is equal to 4/5 x plus what? 13 over 5. Remember, with your fractions, you need like denominators in order to add or subtract them. So if you're not given a like denominator, or if you're adding or subtracting a whole number with a fraction, you have to turn that whole number into a fraction with the same denominator in order to combine them. For your questions 19 through 22, you're asked to tell which quadrant each of these ordered pairs are in. If it helps you, draw out a coordinate plane and write out your quadrants. If you were to do that, if you have a coordinate plane, I know this isn't pretty, but the top right-hand corner is quadrant 1. Moving to the left, top left is quadrant 2. Bottom left is quadrant 3. Oops. And bottom right is quadrant 4. Yep, you're just telling which quadrant these are in. For, it goes starting at the top right, counterclockwise.
19 is
So-
10 or no?
19, you have negative 5, negative 12, so what quadrant is that in?
3.
The third quadrant. For 20, you have 327, what quadrant is that in?
1.
1, good. What about the 3, negative 5?
2.
3, negative 5. You're going to the right 3, then down 5. Starting from your origin, if you go to the right 3, then down 5, where are you?
3.
The fourth quadrant. And then 22, you have negative 7, 13.
3rd.
The second.
Oh.
Negative 7, you're going to the left 7, then 13, you go up. So left and up is second quadrant. The last question or review is like that last question that I added into your notes yesterday. It tells you that line 1 contains the points negative 3, 2, and 1, 5. You're asked to write the equation, which is going to be in slope-intercept form, of the line perpendicular. That's not even spelled right. It's perpendicular, not perpendicular. Perpendicular to the line 1 that goes through negative 2, negative 6. For this, first thing you have to do is find your slope. Find the slope of the original line. So line 1 slope is going to be what?
You gotta find it.
Yeah. Use the negative 3, 2 as x1, y1, and the 1, 5 as x2, y2. This is going to give us
3 over 4.
5 minus 2 over 1 minus negative 3, which is 3 over 4. If we're finding the line that's perpendicular to this, our slope
You gotta put
for the perpendicular line is going to be what?
4 over 3.
Positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative 4 over 3. It contains the point negative 2, negative 6 for that new line. Put this into point slope form. You're going to have y minus negative 6 is equal to negative 4/3 times x minus negative 2. The two negatives turn into, so we're going to rewrite this as y plus 6 is equal to negative 4/3 times x plus 2. What are we going to do from here? Distribute the negative 4/3. This turns into y plus 6 is equal to what?
Negative 4/3
Minus
8/3.
8/3. What are you going to do to get y by itself here?
No,
Subtract 6 from each side. When you subtract that 6 from each side, you're going to be subtracting a whole number from a fraction. What does that 6 have to turn into?
fraction.
With what in the denominator?
1.
Okay, let's try it this way. 6 is 6/1, right? The other fraction has 3 in the denominator, so 6/1 turns into what over 3? 18/3. Combine your like terms here. You have y is equal to negative 4/3 x minus what?
26.
Minus 26/3.
Three.
I'm so confused.
Why?
Wait, so you put the 6/1, right?
Yeah.
Then you simplify it or no?
You multiply it by 3
Oh,
on the top and the bottom to give you that 18/3. So you can add or subtract those fractions. Remember, your fractions need like denominators in order for you to combine them.